You're welcome. Doing great. How about you? She's helping to bring to you. Okay, thank you.
All right, I'm having some technical difficulties. Let's see. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Are you able to see and hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All right,
Judge.
wonderful. This is the state expedited accusations calendar in the state court of Fulton County, Georgia. I am Judge Melanie Williams. At today's calendar, we will set bonds in misdemeanor cases that have been already formally accused by the Solicitor General and bound over to state court. All defendants, you have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say regarding the facts of your case can and will be used against you. You also have the right to an attorney. As you can see, I'm conducting this hearing over the internet. It's being live streamed and recorded. That means any member of the public can log on and watch today. When I ask if you understand your rights, that is what I am referring to. Ms. Bridgewater, what is my reset date?
It is March the 19th.
All right. Those who receive a signature bond will be reset for the notice. Those who receive a surety bond, whether through pretrial or those who receive a surety bond or a cash bond will be reset to the state all-purpose calendar as Ms. Bridgewater just indicated. All right. Have all defense attorneys had the opportunity to interview their clients?
Your Honor, I would like to interview my client, Mr. Luis Morales Navas, with Spanish interpreter at the breakout room.
Okay, understood. That's appropriate, Ms. Kim. Is that party in a separate courtroom or will they be taking over?
They're going to get him now, so they'll be taking him to courtroom 1. They'll log on in courtroom 1.
Okay, so whenever courtroom 1 logs in, if we could put Ms. Chancey and Ms. Kim into a breakout with that courtroom. Ms. Chancey, please
Yes,
state your
ma'am.
name for the record.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. My name is Adriana Chancey, Chancey.
All right, thank you, Ms. Chancey. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm that today you will make an accurate translation from English to Spanish, Spanish to English to the best of your skills, knowledge, and ability?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down and you will remain under oath for the duration of this proceeding.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, who do we have first at courtroom 2?
Position number 5, Colquitt.
All right, give me one moment. All right, 8. All right, 29. All right, good afternoon. Oh, my phone is now doing something. Okay. All right, good afternoon, Ms. Colquitt. Your case is 24 CR 001044C. You are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I have that this is first arrest, so we'll go straight to Mr. Pierre Thomas.
Your Honor, good afternoon, Your Honor. The brief facts of this case is that on looks like March 5th, 2024, the officers met with the victim at the Marco's Pizza located at 5075 Abbott Bridge Road. He stated that the offender was his ex-girlfriend and that she walked in and confronted him about cheating, that he tried to de-escalate the situation by walking into the restroom and trying to separate himself from her. She followed him and grabbed onto his shirt and repeatedly punched him in the back. She then ripped the shirt off and started to punch him in the chest. 2 witnesses confirmed the events that were described in the warrant by the victim. The owner of the business arrived on scene and showed the surveillance footage of the incident. In the video, you can see one was also which also confirmed the events that were in the warrant. I guess the victim was asked if they ever lived together and if they were dating in the past, and the victim confirmed. Our office, unfortunately, has not been able to get in contact with the victim. The victim's name in this case is Tyler, Tylermorez. So if we could sound for him in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. But the request from the state is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and no further contact, and the stay away from the incident location, and the completion of an anger awareness course. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
Okay, is Tyler Morez present on the Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? Okay, I don't see anyone on the screen with that name. All right, Mr. Cook?
Yes, Your Honor. Given the situation, given the client's background, we would be seeking signature only bond through the jail. She wants no further contact, and she has no problem with the stay away from the specific incident location. Now, they both work at Marco's, but she can work at another location several miles away. So we would like her to be able and scheduled in such a way that she would never be in contact with the alleged victim. So we would like for her to have that option. Obviously, if the manager chooses to terminate her, that's the manager's prerogative. I always see no reason at this point for anger management.
Okay, back up. I'm sorry, Mr. Cook. She still works at that incident location?
No, it's Marco's is a chain. She can work at another Marco's. She has no problem staying away from that specific Marco's.
Okay,
Wanted to cover the one several miles north of there and coming. This one was in Loretta.
okay. So if I do the stay away, she can keep her job. Okay, defendant is going to receive a $7,500 signature bond through the jail. She's to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case. Stay away from that location, that specific Marco's Pizza. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through the jail. Is there anything additional?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
I'm sorry, position number 6.
Okay. All right, good afternoon. Are you Alexandria Darboz? Please pronounce your last name for me.
You pronounce it right.
All right, Ms. Darboz, your case is 24 CR 001045A. You're charged with battery, driving while your license was suspended or revoked, and disorderly conduct. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
For a total 2023 suspended license, 2023 shoplifting.
All right, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 4th, 2024, at a gas station Big 4 Food Mart at 1003 McDaniel Street in Atlanta. Ms. Alexandra Darboz approached her ex-boyfriend at that location. His name is Dante, D-A-N-T-E, Rivera, R-I-V-E-R-A. She began striking him, threw several items and sodas at him, and tried to block his vehicle so he could not leave the location. They eventually both left in separate vehicles. Eventually, she parked the car and she began striking both cars with a metal pole. Our office has been unable to contact Mr. Rivera, and it seems that he was also arrested on a driving with suspended license charge. And the state is requesting on the battery a $2,000 good bond, and on the driving suspended license and disorderly conduct, $500 signature bond through pretrial services each. No further contact with Dante Rivera. Stay away from that Big 4 Food Mart location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. Is Mr. Rivera present and wishes to make a statement? Okay, I don't see anyone with that name. So we'll go to Mr. Cook.
Your Honor, my client is 25 years old. She has a degree in early childhood education from Albany State. She works in that field. Given her background and given lack of previous record of any substance, she can stay away from the incident location. She's more than happy to stay away from the alleged victim. We would be asking for a signature-only bond through pretrial.
All right. Defendant is going to receive a $6,000 signature bond through pretrial services. It'll be $4,000. She has 3 charges: $4,000 on the battery and $1,000 each on the remaining charges. She is to take the 1-day anger awareness course. She's to have no contact with the alleged victim, and she's to stay away from that food mart location. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional? All right.
Nothing else.
Best of luck to you, Mr. Arbose. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Number 9, Ms. Green.
All right, Ms. Green, good afternoon. Your case is 24 CR 001052B. You're charged with simple battery family violence. Do you understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
Fifth arrest. I got a 2017 FTA, and that's pretty much it.
That's all? Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thanks, Your Honor. This incident took place March 4th, 2024. Law enforcement was dispatched to 3038 North Street in East Point regarding a fight. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with Mariah Green, Greene, who stated that she was in a physical altercation with her roommate, Kitasha Green. Ms. Mariah Green explained that she was lying in her bed when the defendant came to her room to confront her about leaving clothes in the dryer. She stated that she would remove the clothes, but they began arguing about some other things. At that point, the defendant charged at her with her hands, grabbed her by the hair, and began pulling her hair. That started a physical altercation that occurred, and after they separated, she was able to call 911. Our office has been in contact with Ms. Mariah Green, who stated that the defendant is a family friend. She was allowing her to stay with her, that she's been staying there for a few weeks now, that the incident location is the victim's residence. She confirmed the events in the warrant, that she's going to file for a TPO. She wants no contact with the defendant, wants her to stay away from the residence, and stated that a relative of the defendant is coming to pick up the belongings. She did indicate she'll be on Zoom, so if we can sound from Ms. Mariah Green. The state is recommending a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, no further contact with Mariah Green, a stay away from 3038 North Street in East Point, anger awareness course, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. I did see Ms. Green. If you wish to make a statement, Ms. Green, I need you to turn on your camera and raise your right hand. However, you are not required to make a statement at this time.
Okay.
Do you wish to make a statement? All right. You raise your right hand, please swear. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Before you begin talking, today what I'm most concerned with are any concerns you have for your safety and your thoughts about desire for contact with the defendant. If you disagree with something that Mr. Graham stated, that's not what's of critical importance to me. Today is a bond hearing, and as this is a misdemeanor offense, she is entitled to a bond today. So again, with those instructions, what would you like to tell me?
I just wanted to be clear that the fight did not start over laundry. It started over like something totally different. When I was in my room, she called me saying that there's laundry in the dryer, and I took it out, and that wasn't an issue. And then afterwards, she brought up some outside issues that had nothing to do with me.
Okay, so concerns for your safety and desires for contact. That's what I'm interested in.
Yes,
Yes, please explain. You are concerned for your safety, or
I
you
am
would?
concerned. I'm concerned for my safety and I desire no contact.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming to court making that statement. All right. Mr.
Mhm.
Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, we have no problem with a no further contact or stay away from the incident location. We would be asking for a signature only bond. And at least have the option of a one-time law enforcement officer visit so she can determine what belongings she may still have there and be able to remove.
All right. Let me review the number. She just has the one charge, correct? Defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial services. She is to take the 1-day anger awareness course. She's to have absolutely no contact with the alleged victim, whether through text, email, social media, no contact whatsoever. She is to stay away from the location on North Street. However, she can return one time with a member of law enforcement to get any of her items that may still be there. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that signature bond through pretrial. Is there anything additional?
Looking from the defense, Your Honor.
All right. But best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case.
Position number 11.
All right. Is it Gidon? Pronounce your last name for me.
It's Gilden.
All right, Ms. Gilden, your case is 24 CR 0010553Y. In this case, you're charged with disorderly conduct. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
For a total 2021 DUI conviction, 2016 shoplifting, and a 2014 simple battery dismissed.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 5th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a disturbance call at the Economy Hotel located 9995 Old Dogwood Road in Roswell. Upon arrival, the officer spoke with the caller, Jane Mayer, M-A-Y-E-R, who advised that Bobby Gilden had been pounding on the doors of various rooms, stating that someone had stolen her money and her purse. She then was involved in the fight with someone who had pulled up at the hotel. The officer observed security footage showing Miss Gilden banging on several doors, speaking with one of the tenants there. Several witnesses corroborate the account of the caller. One witness said he heard gunshots, but no gun was found on the scene or on Miss Gilden's person. And Your Honor, the state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, an anger awareness course, stay away from the Economy Hotel, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, thank you. Ms. Atai?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 27 years old. She has lived in Georgia all her life. She is gainfully employed as a bartender at Red Lobster for the last 2 years. Your Honor, she has no violent history. She is a high school graduate, studied at Georgia State University. She does suffer from a severe immune system disorder. I would ask for a signature bond through the jail. This is a disorderly conduct charge. And she did say that she did knock on a door to get money that, from someone who she said had taken money from her while she was distracted. But she does deny that there was, denies the allegations in the warrant. And I would object to a stay away. She states that this is this Economy Hotel is where she's been living. It's right by her place of employment. And it's the only place that she can afford to stay in that area and keep her job.
Okay.
Think further.
All right. Defendant's going to receive a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. I will not require the stay away. I will not require the anger awareness. Additionally, she is to have no drugs, no alcohol, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you. Who do we have next?
Position number 12 is next.
Okay. Uh-oh. Okay, 12. This is Jaleesa Henderson. All right, your case is 24 CR 001054B. In this case, you're charged with battery. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
16 total. 2023 FTA, theft of services, probation. 2021 probation, 2020 violation of family violence order conviction, 2019 battery DV conviction, 2018 theft of services conviction, and a hold out of Cobb. This Henderson, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Grimm?
Thank you, Your Honor. And I would like to announce that the accusation has been amended to battery family violence. She and the victim live together at the location. This incident took place on March 4th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a fight call at 2532 Jewel Street in East Point. Upon arrival, they observed both Miss Jaleesa Henderson and Miss Stephanie Redding in the kitchen of the residence yelling at each other. Miss Henderson had a strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from her person, and the officer did observe an open bottle of alcohol in her room while he was speaking with her. Miss Redding advised that she was in the kitchen when Miss Henderson started being belligerent and yelling at her. Miss Henderson then charged at her, grabbed her, and started shaking her aggressively, and that's when the physical fight began. The officer did notice swelling to Miss Redding's left eye and her right wrist. Our office has been in contact with Miss Redding. She states that she and Miss Henderson are roommates at the incident location. It's a house where they each rent a room. She stated that Miss Henderson does have some alcohol issues, that she's been aggressive towards her and her children, but this is the first time she's been violent. She's okay with the defendant returning to the residence as long as she's not violent. She indicated she'll be on Zoom if we can sound for the victim. And Your Honor, the state is requesting signature bond through pretrial services, ADET. We are still going to ask for no further contact with Stephanie Redding at this time, but stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, is Ms. Redding present on the Zoom conference and wishes to make a statement? If so,
Yes,
please turn the camera, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. Same instructions as I've given previously. This is a misdemeanor offense, so the defendant is entitled to a bond, and I'm not sentencing her today. What I'm concerned with at this time is your desires for contact or any concerns you have for your safety. If you disagree with the facts, that's not of primary importance. So what would you like to tell me?
I would like for you to know that I would like the young lady to get some sort of help. She needs help with her drinking. It becomes a serious poison in her body. She becomes very, very, very angry. Most of the time when I do see her at the house, she's in that same state, extremely drunk, very loud, always starting an argument. But the arguments always involve me, my boyfriend, and my children. And I would like for her to get a grasp of that so that I don't mind her returning because I don't want to make her homeless, but I don't want her coming back and discussing my personal life from her view with anybody that's not asked her. I don't want her talking to me or my children. I don't want her talking to anybody about me, my children, nor my relationship or my man. To stay away from our door. Do not knock on our door. Don't knock on the door for us to let her in the house when she's drunk at 2 a.m, 10 at night. Just leave us alone, please.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 32 years old. She has lived in Georgia for over 10 years. She does deny the allegations and states that she is the one who called the police. The complaining witness can let us know if that's, if she's not the one who called the police. She stated that she was transported to Grady where they found a knot on her head and she was diagnosed with possibly a concussion. I do see several large bruises on her, Your Honor. She does work as a server in a restaurant. that recently closed, but she is going to start another job at a restaurant in a week. I don't have an objection to the signature bond through pretrial services. The complaining witness has stated that she's fine with her returning to the home and she doesn't want her to be homeless. And of course, you know, I would object to a stay away. No violent contact. I'm asking for no violent contact, and I do object to the ADET. She's, I think it's not really appropriate at this point.
All right, defendant is gonna receive a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1. She's gonna take the 1-day anger awareness course. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. However, I am instructing her to avoid and stay away from this young lady. It's in your best interest, ma'am, if you see her, to turn around and go in the other direction and to have no contact. Additionally, I'm not going to require the stay away at this time, but she's absolutely to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Mr. Howard, can she be subject to random screens if I send it through pretrial?
Sure.
Yes, and she'll be subject to random screens. All right. Best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case. Who do we have next?
Position number 13, Mr. Lott. Come on, ma'am. Sorry.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Lott. Your case is 24 CR 001055H. In this case, you're charged with simple battery, family violence, and criminal trespass. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
What's his name?
Lot 13.
First, jail's a recommendation.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thanks, Your Honor. This incident took place on January 3rd of 2023. Law enforcement responded to a disturbance call at 3599 MLK Junior Drive, Southwest Atlanta. Upon arrival, they spoke with Lamaya, Lamaiyah Banks, who advised that her ex-boyfriend Malik Lott punched her in the right shoulder several times and took her cell phone. He threw the cell phone on the ground, shattering the back and front sides of the phone. Our office has been in contact with Miss Banks. She states that they are currently in a relationship. They do live together. They share one child, and that she is currently pregnant with their second child. She states that the incident was a big misunderstanding. She denies some of the facts in the she denies that Mr. Lott hit her. She did confirm that he did shatter the phone on that date. She does not want to press charges. This has never happened before. Nothing has happened since, that they've been living together since the incident without any further issues. She does want contact with the defendant. If we can sound for Ms. Banks, in accordance with Marcy's law, the state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services, still a 1-day anger awareness course, no further violent contact with Lamaya Banks, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. Is Ms. Banks present and wishes to make a statement? No, Ms. Banks. I don't see anyone with that name either. All right. Counsel, please enter your appearance and give me your recommendation.
My name is Kerry Johnson, here for the defendant Malik Lott. Your Honor, I also spoke with the alleged victim, and she confirmed what the counsel just said. There was no violent contact whatsoever. It was basically an argument that went awry. And my client's just finding out why he's here, to be honest. He went to he went to work on start a new job on Monday. He went to orientation, planning to start the job on Tuesday, went home, and she came to his house. Miss Lamaya came there and wanted to collect an item from him, and Xbox, I believe it was, right? PlayStation. And he didn't give it back. She called the police, and they explained to her that that's not how it works. She can't just show up and get that item. And they ran his license, and he learned that there was a warrant for So he had no idea. He's finding out today. The council just gave the synopsis of what he just said as to why we're here. So I would also agree that a signature bond is warranted in this case. He has no prior history. His family is here. All of his family, mom, dad, aunt, uncles. As I said, he's been there all his life, and he's never again committed any violence on anyone, let alone the alleged victim in this case. And he's interested to get out as quick as possible so he can start this job that he was supposed to start on yesterday.
Okay, I thought I heard Miss Banks. Miss Banks, are you here?
Yes, I am here.
All right, we need you to turn on your camera. If you wish to make a statement, raise your right hand.
Okay, give me 1 second.
All right, do you swear or affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Again, I'm most concerned with any concerns you have for your safety and desires for contact. What would you like to tell me?
I do still want to have contacts. I don't have any problems about any safety or anything. I still want to have contact with my child father.
Okay. All right. At this time, defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. And as a condition of that signature bond, he's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Is there anything additional?
No, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
If by what, Your Honor, and I haven't even spoken to McCann about whether or not he drinks some shit and do drugs, but there was no alcohol or drugs or anything involved in this. And there are no allegations of alcohol or drug use or anything like that. So if that
I understand your objection, but it's the ruling will stand, and I do appreciate your advocacy as it pertains to that point.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Two charges. How are you gonna break that down?
There's more than one. My calendar says one. Is there? Oh, criminal trespass. Okay, 4,000 on the family violence and 1,000 on the criminal trespass. My apologies, Ms. Bridgewater.
No problem, Judge.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir.
You know, that's all I have. Maybe excuse me.
Yes, you may. Take care. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.
Next, we have at ACDC, Your Honor, position 8, Miss Jamila.
That's right.
What is Gehazi?
Oh, okay. I see it now. Ms. Gahaz, can you pronounce your last name for me? Okay, ma'am, your case is 24 CR 001049A. You're charged with simple battery and disorderly conduct. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Mr. Howard?
Third arrest, 2020, terrorist threats, obstruction, dismissed. 2016 obstruction, dismissed. Jail was the recommendation.
Okay. Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 4th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to the BP gas station at 135 University Avenue. They met with Mr. Bakar, B-A-K-A-R, Muhammad, who is an employee of that gas station. He advised that Ms. Ghazizadeh physically assaulted him. She knocked on the back of the service counter door, demanding to speak with him. Once he opened the door, she became irate, yelling at him. And when he attempted to close the door, she began yanking the door open and punching him in the stomach. There is video surveillance that shows the incident. The state is requesting signature bond through pretrial services, a one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Bakar Muhammad, stay away from 135 University Avenue, the BP gas station, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right. Mr. Cook?
Stated in the accusation and warrant. We certainly have no problem with the signature only bond through pretrial. She has no problem staying away from the incident location and wants no further contact with Mr. Muhammad. We would object to the anger awareness portion and the NADW.
Okay. All right, at this time, defendant is gonna receive a $3,000 signature bond through the jail, $1,500 on each count. She's to stay away from that location on University and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing
All right.
further.
All right, best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case.
Your Honor, could I, in the interest of our calendar, we're trying to keep, could we look at position 12 again? We were a little confused on the contact provision on that. Jaleesa Henderson.
Oh, shoot, I don't remember. Miss Bridgewater?
I have no further violent contact.
No further violence. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you, Miss Bridgewater.
Always a pleasure, Judge.
I cannot read what I wrote, so, okay.
I can't.
All right, let's see.
Number 18.
Oh, is Miss Kim back with the interpreter case? Can we do that one?
Your Honor, can we just do this case, please,
Okay,
for security reasons?
okay, understood. Trying to let the interpreter go home. All right, what position is this? 18? Okay, this is Connie Mincy. Is this the correct person? Is that whose case we're taking?
Yes.
Okay. Your case is 24 CR 001030C. In this case, you're charged with criminal trespass and damage to property. Do you understand your rights?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Howard, please can I have that history?
14 total. Open case for burglary in the second degree, theft by taking suspended license out of Coweta County. On probation in the cab. Ag assault, criminal attempt to commit a felony, theft by receiving, possession of a firearm during the commission. In 2013, they gave him a 20-year sentence, 8 to serve and 12 probated. 2011, ag assault, theft by receiving, conviction. That's it.
Yeah,
All right. Mr. Pierce, proceed.
brief facts of the case is that it appears that on March 4, 2024, in the process of breaking into a home, he also broke the front door lock of a property owned by LLSY Escobar. The recommendation from the state after we sound for the victim in accordance with Marcy's law, Your Honor, is a $500 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from the incident location, which is listed as 2929 Landrum Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia, and a no contact with the victim.
Okay, that's someone's home? The stay away location?
It does appear to be a home, Your Honor.
Okay. Technically, with criminal trespass, there's not necessarily a victim, but I will sound for the alleged party. What is the party's name?
I'm going to say LC, LLSY Escobar.
All right. Is LC Escobar present? All right. Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is a 30-year-old father of 2 minor children. He has been living in Georgia his whole life. He does deny the allegations. I understand that the state has asked for a $500 surety bond. In this case, after reading the warrant and speaking with my client, he states that he was being chased, and even in the warrant, it says that one of the people in the home explained that he went in and sought assistance from the family, and this is reading from the warrant. He sought assistance from the family to secure the door from the inside. So, I mean, it makes me believe that he was being chased and he didn't go in or, enter the home for any malicious purpose, but just for his own safety. I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services, Your Honor. He cannot afford to pay a bond. And, nothing further.
And Your Honor, I'll just point out that both the warrant and the citation states that he broke into the home, damaging the front door and the locks.
Okay. All right. Defendant is going to receive a $500 surety bond. He is to stay away from that incident location, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. And I'm sorry, Miss Bridgewater, what is my SAP reset date again? Ms. Bridgewater?
It's 319, Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Grace. As a reminder, he'll be reset to state all purpose on 319.
You're
All
on
right,
that bond amount again. I'm sorry.
500.
Thank you.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry I didn't get back to you. 319. Thank you, Ms. Grace.
That's okay. We got it done.
Okay.
No problem, yes.
Position number 14 is next.
Tyler, text me.
Okay, can't do the interpreter case?
They getting him, Judge.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm sorry, we'll do position, what is this, 14?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. All right, are you Jasmine Lynch?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case is 24 CR 001056C. You are charged with simple battery. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
It's first.
Okay. All right, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place November 1st, 2023, at the Delta Reservations office, 700 South Central Avenue in Hapeville. On that day, Faya, F-A-Y-A, Madrid, went to the Hapeville Police Department to report an assault. She advised the officer that she's a security guard at the Delta Reservations office, and she was assigned to work the South Gate on this particular date. She was checking vehicles into the South Gate when she asked Jasmine Lynch to roll her window down to show her ID. At that time, Ms. Lynch extended her arm out of the window and stated, "Can you see it now?" hitting her in the face in the process. Ms. Madrid did not sustain any injuries. The incident was witnessed by one other coworker. Our office has been in touch with Ms. Madrid. She confirmed the events in the warrant, that she wanted to check the employees' badges before they can enter into the secure location. Ms. Lynch's car had dark tinted windows, so she asked her to roll the window down to see the ID. She's unsure if Ms. Lynch is still employed at the location. She hasn't seen her since. And she doesn't wish to have any contact with the defendant. She's unable to attend on Zoom, she indicates, but if we can sound for Ms. Madrid in accordance with Marcy's law, the state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial, one-day anger awareness, no further contact with Faya Madrid, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, is Ms. Madrid present and wishes to make a statement? All right, Mr. Ty, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail with a requirement that she have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. Any objections or things you'd like to add to the record?
Yes, Your Honor. I will make a statement. My client is 32 years old. She's the mother of 3 minor children. She does still work as a reservation agent at Delta Airlines. I believe when her supervisor was made aware that there was an issue, the manager reviewed the video and no action was taken. So, and my client denies the allegation, states that nothing happened. This person works at the gate at her job. She drives a truck, so it's high. And she just has stated to me that there's no way that any
So
kind of
the substance of your objection, Mr. Ty, is just to stay away?
Yes, Your Honor. 'Cause
Okay.
it's a job.
So
And
we
then
can, if she's still working there, we'll allow her to return. Okay, any further objection?
well, the no contact, if that person works at the gate, how is she gonna get through? I guess there hasn't been an issue since then. If the state is saying that she hasn't seen her. Since November. So I guess the no, well, I would ask for no violent contact just to be sure that she can still get to work and won't have to kind of avoid this person. And I object to an anger awareness, of course,
I didn't say that.
of the
Okay.
state for an anger awareness.
Okay, well, I said through the jail. Okay, defendant is gonna receive a $4,000 signature bond through the jail. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim, and she can return to that location if she is still employed there. Additionally, she's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, Ms. Lynch.
Position number 27.
Okay, this is Shirley Tovar. All right, your case number is 24 CR 001050E. You're charged with simple battery and family violence. Do you understand your rights? All right, Mr. Howard.
It's the first.
Okay.
All right. Brief facts of the case, Your Honor, is that on Tuesday, March the 5th, 2024, the officer arrived at 4007 Steeplechase Drive in reference to a domestic dispute. When he arrived, he met with the caller, the defendant. The defendant said that she went downstairs to her husband, who was on the computer, and she caught him watching porn, at which point an argument ensued, and the victim smacked a cell phone out of her hand. The victim showed the officer a video of the confrontation, actually, which showed that she approached the defendant. They got into an argument that was in Spanish. The officer observed her slap him in the shoulder with an open hand. The victim got up with his hands and tried to block the attack. When he got up, the cell phone was knocked out of her hand accidentally. When he stood up from the chair, she removed her shoe from her foot and began swinging it at him. The victim used his hand to block that, and that's at the time when she called 911 and said that her husband was trying to hit her and through her cell phone. Our office was fortunate enough to get in contact with the victim in this case. The victim is Luis Palacio, Luispalacio. He advised that they are married, they live together, they share no children, however. He stated that the incident was a mistake and not a big deal in his eyes. He stated that this has never happened before. He stated that he's not in fear of the defendant and wants continued contact. He also stated that he wants the defendant to return to the residence. Your Honor, given the limited criminal history and the facts of the case, the state's going to recommend a signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further violent contact, and the completion of an anger awareness course. And if we could sign for Mr. Palacio in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
All right, Mr. Palacio, if you are present and wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera, raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give? Oh, you're muted, so you'll need to unmute. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, again, what I'm most concerned with are any concerns for your safety and desires for contact. What would you like to tell me in light of those instructions?
Thank you for letting me speak, Your Honor. I don't feel no danger, or I'm not afraid of her. I think, like I said, it was a mistake. I know she's a good person, and I want her to turn back as soon as possible.
All right, Mr. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 46 years old. She's lived in Georgia over 21 years. She is gainfully employed as an electrical engineer. She does deny the allegations. She has absolutely no criminal history. I have no objection to the signature bond through the jail or the no violent contact. I do object to an anger awareness, the one-day anger awareness, Your Honor. I don't think it's necessary. Nothing further.
Okay. All right, defendant is going to receive a $4,000 signature bond through the jail. She's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim. Additionally, as a condition of that signature bond through the jail, she's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case.
The interpreter case is in courtroom 1.
Okay.
Judge, I placed them in the breakout already.
Okay.
Your Honor, can we do, if the interpreter is ready, we can go after the interpreter case, position 21.
They're not ready, so we'll go ahead and take position 21.
Shayla Owens.
Okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Owens, your case is 24 CR 001039G. You're charged with simple battery and criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Howard. If you're talking, Mr. Howard, we can't hear you.
Oh, I ain't saying nothing yet. Third arrest. She was arrested back in January for simple battery DV. That's a $2,500 pretrial bond. That's all.
Okay, Mr. Pierre Thomas.
I wonder if pretrial is intending to come up off that bond, but brief facts of the case is March 5th, 2024, the officer responded to a criminal trespass and simple battery incident. The victim and Mr. Randall Hart stated that they had been having several incidences where they had to contact police in regards to the defendant. Most recently, the victim stated that the defendant came to the front door of their home and began banging on her front door. The victim stated that her juvenile son opened the door slightly, I guess, and the defendant then barged and pushed her way, forcing her way into the residence, while the juvenile and the victim attempted to keep her out. At some point during the scuffle, it became a physical altercation between the victim and the defendant, and that led to the victim contacting the police. Fortunately enough, our office was able to get in contact with the victim. The victim's name is Tawanda, Tawanda. Knighton, Knighton, who stated that she is a tenant at the location. She states that the defendant's grandfather owns the property and that the victim rents from the defendant. The victims stated that the defendant has a previous open case, that is that January case, that 24 CR 0490D, where the defendant was ordered to have no further violent contact with the victim and to stay away from the victim's portion of the residence. The victim stated that they have had to call the police on her Monday night for being violent towards her. The victim also stated that the defendant suffers from MH issues when not properly taking care of that situation. The victim stated that the defendant is not going to listen to any order, which is evidently clear, as we just recently gave her a stay away and a no further violent contact. We heard that she received a $2,500 surety bond through the pretrial services. So at this juncture, we don't believe that a surety bond of any sort is proper. The recommendation from the state is a $3,500 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, a stay away from the incident location, and the completion of an anger awareness course. And if we could sound for Ms. Knighton in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. In that incident location, that is the subject of the previous case's stay away as well, is 4594 Heatherwood Drive, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, here in Fulton County, Georgia. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
Heatherwood, 4594 Heatherwood.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, and I'm sorry, the name was Miss Mark. I'm sorry, the name again.
Tawanda Knighton.
Miss Knighton, if you are present, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. I don't see Miss Knighton.
I see a Tata Knighton.
I do at the bottom. Miss Knighton, you are not required to make a statement, but if you wish to, this is your opportunity. I will need you to turn on the camera and raise your right hand in about 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay, my camera is actually broken, my front camera, so, but I don't need to say anything. What happened, that's what happened. She keeps coming, so yeah, whatever y'all want to do.
Thank you. Without a camera, you can't say anything else. Thank you. We appreciate you coming. All right. Who represents this defendant? I can't see who's at courtroom 2. Whose client is this? Is this Miss Kim's client?
Yes, ma'am.
We're gonna have to do this all again. Miss Kim is not present. I'm gonna remember this though, and the recommendation was 3,500. But you probably are gonna have to give it to Miss Kim again. I'm sorry, Mr. Pierre Thomas. Okay.
Position 2, 3, and 4, Baker.
Okay. I'm sorry, give me 1 second. I'm working on several different devices. All right. All right. Your case, you have several cases, as you are aware. Your first case, 24 CR 001041G. In that case, you're charged with battery with the offense date of September the 28th of 2023. Then we have 24 CR 001042G, in which you're charged with battery family violence with the offense date of October the 4th of 2022. Finally, you have 24 CR 001043G, in which you're charged with battery family violence with the offense date of July the 16th of 2020. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
23 total. On probation for entering auto burglary, criminal damage to property. In 2010, they gave him a 20-year sentence. He has a hold out of DeKalb County.
Okay. Understood. Let's make sure this is Mr. Cook's case, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure before we went to any further. Mr. Pierre Thomas, please proceed.
Yeah, Your Honor, I think I take it in succession on position number 2, ending in 041G. Looks like the indicia for that is that on September 28, 2023, the officers were dispatched to a physical altercation at the location of Fulton Inn, 4230 Window Drive, which is an unincorporated portion of Fulton County. When they arrived on the scene, they observed blood on the sidewalk just outside the leasing office. It appears that the allegation is that, one moment. One moment.
Okay. I thought I froze for a moment. I got scared.
No.
All right.
Let me pull up the warrant, Your Honor. One moment, I'm sorry.
Okay, take the time that you need so we can get it right.
On that date, it appears that the allegation is that the defendant caused physical harm to Alan Price by striking him across the face, causing Price to lose consciousness, and also causing a laceration, facial bleeding, and facial swelling, Your Honor. For the next case, incident date appears to be October 4, 2022. The allegation for that battery family violence, the allegation is that he caused substantial physical harm to Letitia Garnett by punching her with a closed fist to the right side of her face, which caused bruising to her left bicep and a knot to the back of her head by attempting to snatch her fanny pack off of her left arm. Both parties are intimate partner or in an intimate partner relationship, and they both live together at that incident location, which is 2332 Carver Drive in Atlanta. The victim in that case, name is Letitia Garnett. Lastly, Your Honor, as it relates to the incident date of 071620, the allegation is that he caused substantial physical harm to Miss Garnett again by striking her in the face with a closed fist, then throwing her down the stairs. The action resulted in visible marks and bruising to the victim. The accused and the victim also, again, as I stated, has lived together for 4 months at that incident location, which that incident location was 2152 Wilson Avenue, Atlanta. And so I'd go back to the first position, Your Honor. The recommendation from the state on that charge is a $5,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further contact with the victim, a stay away, and the completion of an anger awareness course. And the victim on that case is Alan Price. And if we could sign for them in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. And the incident location for that one is 4230 Window Drive, again. As it relates to the next position, the recommendation from the state is, again, a $5,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no further contact with the victim, Ms. Garnett, a stay away from that incident location, and the completion of a family violence intervention program. And if we could sound from Ms. Garnett in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated. And finally, the recommendation on the third and final case is the state at this time will agree to a signature bond through the jail on that case due to the date of that incident location, which we're still investigating the matter.
Okay. If we're gonna go in order, if Mr. Price is present and wishes to make a statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. Okay. I'm gonna assume Mr. Price is not here. Ms. Garnett, if you are present and wish to make a statement, this is your opportunity. Did I hear someone unmuting? Is that Ms. Garnett? Are you present? Oh, no. Okay. All right. Mr. Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, my client is 42 years old. He and Ms. Garnett have been in an intimate relationship for a number of months now. His position is it's been 7 years. He denies the allegations in the accusation, and in regard to the two accusations regarding Ms. Garnett, and in fact, the specific way the allegations are stated in the incident regarding Mr. Price, he would like to return to the relationship, and would like no further violent contact. Would not be any problem. Plus, she is now pregnant with this child.
Okay. I'm unclear as to which address they now share. So can we go back to that for a second, Mr. Thomas, Pierre Thomas? The state is requesting, I have 3 stay away locations. Does he reside at one of those 3 at this point? Or does the state wish to modify their stay away request?
It seems that the most recent one is a Fulton Inn, so I would assume that they were staying there. And so the state wants a stay away from the Fulton Inn, certainly. But it looks like, well, the Fulton Inn is with a different defense. I'm sorry, the Fulton Inn is
right. That's Mr. Price, correct?
And so I would say the stay away request from the most recent one, which is the 22 one, sorry.
Okay, so let me go back through. As it pertains to the first position 2, that victim was Mr. Price, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so as it pertains to that one, defendant is going to receive a $2,000 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Mr. Price, and he is to stay away from that incident location. He's to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. As it pertains to position 3, defendant is going to receive a $2,500 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Ms. Garnett at this time. Additionally, he's to stay away from that incident location attached to that case and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. As it pertains to position 4, defendant will receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no contact with Ms. Garnett, and he's to stay away from the incident location, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. As a reminder, he will be reset to state all purpose on the 19th, whereby contact can be revisited, especially if we hear Ms. Garnett is able to come and make a statement. Is there anything additional from state or defense?
Yeah, that's it.
No, you should speak. Let the attorney speak for you. You don't want to interfere with your right to remain silent.
Nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, are we ready for the next position?
I'm ready. Position number 1, Alexander.
One second, please, 1 second. Okay. All right, my apologies. Your case number is 24 CR 001038A. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I have that history, Mr. Howard?
13 total. 2016 assault, 2012 and 14 FTA.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is that on March 18, 2022 at 555 Glen Ridge Drive, apartment 307, the officer responded to a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, the officer noticed broken furniture that was outside of the apartment door all over the apartment hallway. The officer knocked on the door and the victim answered the door with blood all over her neck and crying. The victim had barricaded the door to prevent the defendant from entering the apartment. The officer spoke with the victim, who stated that the defendant was involved in a physical altercation that resulted in her chin being split open. Oh, God. The victim stated that her boyfriend charged her during an argument, striking her in the face and dragging her on the floor across the apartment. The victim stated that their juvenile daughter was in the room and heard the fighting and witnessed her being drugged near the end of the altercation. The victim stated that she then threw the furniture outside of the apartment to prevent him from getting back inside. And that was the mechanism to which she used to barricade the door. The couple's young daughter had blood on her shirt, and the victim's injury and from the victim's injury, and she stated that she was drugged towards her child's room inside the apartment, where multiple pieces of broken furniture were broken, possibly from the fight. Unfortunately, our office has not been able to get in contact with the victim. Looks like her name is Amina, Ameyna Alexandre, Alexandre. It might be Alexander. No, it's Alexandria. I'm sorry. It might be Alexander. I'm sorry. The recommendation from the state is a $2,500 surety bond on the battery family violence case or charge. No further contact with the victim, a stay away from that incident location, and the completion of a family violence intervention program. And on the remaining charge, $1,000 surety bond with no further contact with the juvenile victim. And if we could sound for Miss Alexander, I can double check that. In accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated, Your Honor.
All right, I'm sounding for Amina Alexander at this time. I don't see anyone with that screen name either. Mr. Cook, please proceed.
Your Honor, my client is a 30-year-old truck driver. We have no problem with the stay away from Ms. Alexander. We would be asking for signature only bond through pretrial, and we don't believe the family violence intervention program is appropriate at this moment, and would ask that he would receive the right to a third-party transfer so he can have visitation with the child.
All right, thank you. At this time, defendant is going to receive a $3,000 surety bond, $2,000 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim at this time. Again, contact can be revisited at SAP calendar. He is to he can arrange transport of the child through a third party, and he's to stay away from that incident location. Should he need to return to get any items, he can do so one time with a member of law enforcement. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from the state at this time, Your Honor.
All right, can we do that interpreter case? I'm assuming we can. All right, Ms. Chancey, you're under oath. What position is the interpreter case? Ms. Kim, who's your client?
Position number 20.
Okay, 20. Thank you. Okay. All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Morales. Your case is 24 CR 001037J.
Buenas tardes, señor Morales. Su número de caso es 24CR 001037G.
In this
J,
case,
perdón.
in this case, you're charged with simple battery family violence with the offense date of March the 5th.
Y su cargo es de golpes y lesiones simples, violencia familiar, ocurriendo el incidente el 5 de marzo.
You have an absolute right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de guardar silencio. Todo lo que diga puede y será usado en su contra.
You have a right to an attorney today, and Ms. Kim is here to represent you.
Usted tiene derecho a ser representado por un abogado y la señorita Kim está aquí para representarlo.
This case is being broadcast over the internet as a live stream. It's also being recorded.
Esta audiencia está siendo publicada en vivo y también está siendo grabada.
That means any member of the public can log on and watch this proceeding.
Quiere decir que todo miembro del público puede conectarse y observar este proceso.
Do you understand your rights and how I'm conducting this hearing today?
¿Usted entiende sus derechos y cómo estoy conduciendo esta audiencia hoy?
Sí, señora.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Howard, can I have the history, please?
Señor Howard, por favor, ¿puedo tener los antecedentes?
Second arrest. He was arrested March 3rd. Driving without a valid license.
Este es el segundo arresto. Él fue arrestado el 3 de marzo por manejar sin licencia.
That's it? Okay.
¿Eso es todo?
Extremely brief facts of the case is that on March 5th, 2024, at the location of 13028 Gardner Drive, Alpharetta, Georgia.
Muy brevemente, lo que puedo describir del incidente es que el 5 de marzo en el 1302 de Gardner Drive, Alpharetta, Georgia,
It is said that the defendant threw sheets several times at the victim, as in bedding sheets.
se alega que el acusado tiró sábanas a la víctima, sábanas.
The victim in this case is Galden, Galdon, Zara.
La víctima llamada Sarah Galdon.
Our office, unfortunately, has not been able to get in contact with her, so if we could sound for her in accordance with Marcy's law, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Nuestra oficina no ha tenido la posibilidad de contactarla. Si por favor podemos llamarla a ver si puede aparecer en la plataforma.
Your Honor, given the limited bases of the criminal history in this case, as well as the facts of this case, the unique facts of this case, the recommendation from the state is
debido a los antecedentes de este caso y a los hechos únicos en este caso, la recomendación de la Fiscalía es la siguiente.
A signature bond through the jail, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, stay away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, and the completion of an anger awareness course.
Lo que se recomienda es una fianza bajo firma a través de la cárcel. Queda prohibido el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas. También no tener más contacto con la víctima. Y, I'm sorry, una clase de manejo de la ira.
Nothing further to add from the state, and if we can sound for the victim, that'd be great.
No hay nada más que si podemos llamar a la víctima, por favor. Señora Sara Galdón está en la plataforma.
All right. Will
Your
you
Honor.
sign, Miss Chancey?
Sara Galdón.
We were told that she was at the jail actually with her sister.
Nos dijeron que estaba en la cárcel con alguien.
So is she at courtroom 2?
¿Está en la habitación 2?
No, ma'am, she's not.
No.
I guess she must be at the lobby, and officer has to open the door for her to come into the courtroom too. So, well,
Creo que está en el vestíbulo y el oficial tiene que abrir la puerta para que venga.
And you're sure she's there, Miss Kim? You heard from her?
¿Estás seguro que está?
I can call her sister to verify, Your Honor.
Okay, let's do that quickly because I don't want to have to circle back. I'd like to let Miss Chancey go when we.
Sure.
Te puedo llamar a la hermana para confirmar eso.
Your Honor, we have no objection to signature on bond through jail, and yet, okay. I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Are you at the jail right now?
¿Está usted en la cárcel ahora? Yes.
Are you at the lobby of the jail at Rice Street?
¿Está en el vestíbulo de la cárcel? Oh, she speaks English. She speaks English.
Oh, you speak English?
A little bit.
Okay.
If you are at the jail lobby area, would you please tell us yes?
Por favor, ¿me puede confirmar que usted está en el vestíbulo de la cárcel adentro?
Yo no sé quién están llamando, tal vez están llamando a mi hermana está allá.
My sister is there.
Okay.
But she is not.
Usted, señora, no está en la cárcel físicamente.
Bueno, yo no. La novia de Luis Fabio está en la cárcel, allá está en el lobby, creo.
No, the Elisabio's girlfriend, I mean, the defendant is there in the lobby.
Because she wants to testify that she's not afraid of.
Well, she's gonna have to come either onto the Zoom. She can't do it this way. Miss Chancey, can you explain to her she needs to follow the Zoom link or something because we can't do this much longer.
Okay. What I understand, Your Honor, is that, if I may, is that Miss Sarah Galdon does not have a phone. That's why they use the sisters to communicate today.
And it seems like she's in the lobby.
She is in the
victim in the
lobby.
lobby. Can someone just go get the victim?
That's what I'm saying. Can we either let her get on Zoom or can somebody go get her?
¿Puede alguien ir a buscarla?
Necesitan entender.
Stand by, someone's gonna be on Zoom. She's going to the lobby now.
Okay, están yendo al vestíbulo ahora.
Están preguntando por quién.
We would like to request for no further violent contact when she testifies. And while we are waiting,
nos gustaría pedir que no tengan más contacto violento si ella da su declaración.
Bien. Mi hermana tiene que dar su declaración.
No, estoy interpretando para la señora jueza. Cuando le hable a usted, yo diré su nombre. When they are speaking to you, I will mention your name.
They're speaking to me?
No, she thought I was speaking to her when I was interpreting for the defendant and you.
Okay, understood. Thank you, Ms. Chen.
You're welcome.
It's never boring. It is never boring.
No.
All right. Okay, so we are standing by.
Shall I hang up the phone with the sister? Right. Okay, bye-bye.
Ok, van a cortar, señora.
Your Honor, when we finish with the Spanish interpreter, can we finish with ACDC?
We're gonna go right back to your position. Yes.
Thank you.
I didn't forget. I just am so afraid to lose our place here that we'll please wait for the victim to come in.
Hi, Your Honor. Sorry, I am here in the lobby and I'm not sure. You have to say your name if you want to make.
Diga su nombre, por favor, señora.
Sarah.
Sarah. Sarah Galdon.
All right, Ms. Galdon, please raise your right hand.
Por favor, trate de levantar su mano derecha.
This camera's really shaking, Mr. Ty. We can hold it, sort of. She's going in and out of view. Thank you. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
¿Usted jura que dirá la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad, lo mejor que usted sepa y bajo la pena de perjurio?
Sí.
I do.
All right. What I'm most concerned with is if you have concerns for your safety and if you want to have contact with the defendant.
Lo que más tengo inquietud para saber es si usted tiene alguna preocupación con su seguridad y si usted quiere, usted le teme al acusado o quiere que regrese.
Quiero que regrese.
I want him to come back.
All right. Is there anything else you would like to tell me?
¿Hay algo más que me quiera decir?
Pues quisiera saber cuándo él puede salir de este lugar porque realmente no quiero que esté aquí, pues.
Well, I really would like to know when can he get out of here. I don't want him to stay in this place, honestly.
All right. I appreciate you making that statement. Okay.
Gracias
Anything further from State of Defense you'd like to add before I enter a ruling?
¿Hay algo más?
No.
No.
Nothing further from the state.
No, nada de la fiscalía.
Defense.
Nada de la defensa.
Okay, and there's only one charge here, correct? Okay, defendant is going to receive a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victim and have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
El acusado recibe una fianza de $5,000 bajo firma a través de la cárcel. No debe tener ningún contacto violento con la víctima alegada y se prohíbe el uso de drogas, alcohol y armas.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Gracias,
All right.
señorita.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Buena suerte. Terminó su caso, señor. Hoy.
All right.
Miss
Chancey, yes, will you sound Miss Chancey before you go?
Yes, ma'am. ¿Hay alguien que necesite la ayuda de un intérprete en español para hablar con la señora jueza? Por favor, levante su mano o prenda su cámara y avísenos. Gracias.
All right, Miss Chancey, thank you so much for your help today. You are free to go.
You're very welcome. Have a good day, Your Honor.
All right, take care. We're going to go back to the ACDC position. I forgot what position number that was. I'm sorry.
21.
And the state has recommended a surety bond, but we're going to have to go through it again because Ms. Kim was not here. Mr. Howard, can you put that history again onto the record for position 21?
Sure. Third arrest, she's out on pretrial as of January 2024 for simple battery DV.
And is pretrial revoking that bond?
So what now?
Is pretrial revoking that bond?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
And I know we don't need to go through my part again, Your Honor, but I just want to clarify that our office has had contact with the victim, and she's updated and clarified that she does not know the defendant.
Okay. Okay. Well, for Miss Kim's sake, what she did miss it. Why don't you give her just the highlights, Mr. Pierre Thomas?
All right, I'll give her the highlights. Your Honor, the brief facts of the case is that on March 5th, 2024, the officers responded to a criminal trespass and simple battery incident. The victim and Mr. Randall Hart stated that they had had several incidences in the past with the defendant and causing them to report the incidences to the cops. The most recent incident is where the defendant went to the front door of the home and began banging on the front door. The victim stated that her juvenile son cracked the door open, at which point the defendant forced her way in past the juvenile son into the residence as the juvenile son attempted to keep the door closed and keep her out. She then, at which point a scuffle took place, a physical altercation happened, and they begin, I guess, to have that physical altercation that led to the victim contacting the police. The victim in this case is Tawanda Knighton. Our office was able to get in contact with the victim. She confirmed that she is a tenant at the location, and in the location is the defendant's grandmother owns the property. The victim rents from the defendant. The victim stated that the defendant has a previous case, that January case 24CR0004. 90D here in Fulton County, where the defendant was ordered to have no further violent contact with the victim, this same victim, and to stay away from the victim's portion of the residence, to which she obviously did not honor, as we have this case here today. She states that she had called the police on her Monday night as well, for being violent towards her. She states that the defendant suffers from some MH issues to which she has not taken care of. She states that the defendant is not going to listen to any of the orders imposed on her by the court. She is here today, and I do believe that we've sounded for her. And I just wanted again to point out that that she received a $2,500 surety bond through the pretrial services unknown judge, and she obviously did not honor that. The stay away from the victim, I mean, no further contact with the victim or stay away from that same incident location. And so the state's recommendation is a $3,500 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, no contact with the victim, a stay away from that location in its totality, and the completion of an anger awareness course. Nothing further to add.
All right, we've sounded. And Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 30 years old, and she actually graduated from high school and have associate degree from a local university, Your Honor. And she is right now residing at her grandfather's place. She does not have any other place to go. And besides, she does not have any employment as of now. She's qualified for public defender services, and she does not have money to pay for the bond. We would like to request for signature on bond level 3, as it is recommended for. Even though it is high, we believe that she needs another chance. And that's about it, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, please hold 1 second for me. Okay, my apologies for that delay. And I just want to make sure, Miss Knighton, I saw you were able to get that camera working when we last met. Do you wish to make a statement? I want to make sure we comply fully with Marcy's law. Okay, I don't believe that Ms. Knighton wishes to make a statement. All right, in light of the information before me, defendant is gonna receive a $2,000 surety bond. It's gonna be 1,500 on the simple battery and 500
Excuse
on.
me, I'm sorry, I got my camera working, I'm sorry.
Do you wish to make a statement?
I do, only because,
Wait. Please raise your right hand.
Sorry.
Everything you say must be under oath, okay?
Okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. What would you like to tell me?
Okay, so what I'd like to tell you is that, if she get a surety, I don't want her to be in jail. I don't want her to be out. She doesn't know me from nothing. She doesn't know me at all. She thinks I'm somebody else. She just did this in January. The police was called, before she got arrested in January, the police was called 12 times the day before and that day for her knocking on my door, thinking I'm somebody that I don't even know. I lived here before she did. And if she's gonna get sent back, my kids, they're not safe here. Last time I got a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. Last time my 3-year-old opened the door and she come in, I'm fighting in front of them. I'm 4 months pregnant. I'm not about to do it. I don't want her to, I'm not pressing charges because I don't want her to go to jail. But if she's going to get out and not get the mental health treatment that she needs, it's no point of her to get out because she's going to be right back to my house and she's not going to get arrested unless me and her fight. But if it was the other way around and I would have attacked her, if I would keep going to someone's house without any mental conditions, I would have been arrested. I would have probably not got bail by now. And I don't think it's fair because she needs help. She doesn't need to get out. You see, and I've never met her one day in her life. She doesn't know me or my children, my husband from anywhere. Like this has been going on for a year. My lease
Miss
just ran out on the.
I do want to ask you one question. You're living in an apartment building and she allegedly lives like.
I'm in a house. It's a house actually, and her grandfather rents to us. It's like the back unit. So we have our own. I get in the door. She comes down to my house. I bring my kids to school, to the bus stop in the morning. She's there waiting. When I pulled up the day before she went to jail, she's at my car. Like she's at my car attacking. I got video. Like it's not even the point of I'll fight her every day. I'm not. I'm 4 months pregnant. I'm not about to do it. But her getting out with a bail, even if paying money, that's not. She's not getting the help she needs. This been over a month now, and
I understand. Can I be placed in a breakout very quickly with Mr. Pierre Thomas and Ms. Kim and whoever else would like to join?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm on an iPad, so if you wouldn't mind dragging me in there, Ms. Grace, I would appreciate it. And Ms. Bridgewater, of course.
Oh, that's okay, Judge. It's quite all right.
No, please come. Please come with me. All right, are we back? Can everyone hear me? Thank you for your patience, everyone. The defendant is going to receive a $1,500 surety bond, 1,000 on count 1, 500 count 2. She is to absolutely have no contact with the alleged victim and stay away from that location. She can return one time with a member of law enforcement, and she is also going to undergo a BHET. And have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. As a reminder, she will be reset to state off purpose on March the 19th, whereby this case may be revisited. Best of luck to you, ma'am. That concludes your case at this time.
Position number 22, Mr. Pope.
Okay. Mr. Polk, your case is 24 CR 001040E. In this case, you're charged with battery family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Howard.
This is third arrest. 2021 gun on education property that was out of North Carolina. 2019 eluding dismissed. He's wanted out of DeKalb County.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is on 9/21/2023. The officer responded to 615 Ethel Street, Northwest Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, Georgia, where a shelter worker stated that they witnessed a Black female resident of the shelter sitting inside the passenger seat of a vehicle, and she was being hit multiple times by the defendant, who was in the driver's seat. The witnesses stated that the victim and her child were in the vehicle. The victim stated herself that she had only known the defendant for about 4 months. They lived together as a couple for about 2 months. The victim stated that she was having a verbal dispute inside of the vehicle when he repeatedly hit her with a closed fist because he did not like something she had said. She sustained visible bruising to her left eye, left hand, and left arm. She was transported as a result of those injuries to Emory Midtown. Her name is Samira, Semyriah, rapper, R-A-P, or raper, R-A-P-E-R. Our office, unfortunately, was not able to get in contact with her, but if we could sound for her in accordance with Marcy's law. But given the nature of the charges, Your Honor, and the underlying criminal history that was stated in court today, the recommendation from the state is a $2,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, a stay away from that incident location, no further contact with the victim, and the completion of a family violence intervention program. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
All right, is Ms. Raper present and wishes to make a statement? All right, hearing none. Mr. Cook?
Actually, this is my client. No
Ms.
problem.
Kim, please proceed.
Yes, Mr. Park is 21 years old, and I believe he is actually residing with his father, and he was hoping that his father was able to come and testify. But anyway, I could not contact his girlfriend, who he believes that she's not afraid of him. They do not have any child together, Your Honor, and they do not live together. So he has no objection to stay away from her. And this happened on September 21, 2023. And they do have a relationship even now. And he has not been able to employed for the last 2 months. He's looking for a job. He's taking online GED class. Most importantly, he was arrested at Clayton County on last Friday, and then he was transferred to our Fulton County yesterday. So he has been in the jail for this particular charge for the last 5 days. So we would like to request for signature on bond through jail. Thank you.
Okay, has he been booked in on this charge for more than 3 days, such that Riverside attaches? Can we check?
I'm checking right now, Your Honor.
Okay. And he has a hold, correct?
Yes, he also has a hold at DeKalb County, so it would be great if he can get signature on bond through jail here and then refer out to DeKalb County.
It has him as booked in as and yesterday, Your Honor, but I can double check.
Let's double check. I just want to make sure.
He was at Clayton County.
Was he booked? Well, would they have gotten him in Clayton for this charge though, Ms. Kim?
Yeah, this was the very charge that they had.
This was the charge.
Ms. Kim, where are you seeing that he was booked in Clayton County?
I'm actually looking up at inmate information search right now. My information was from him. He told me that, and I'm trying to verify.
Ms. Holly, will you check for me as well, and Ms. Grace?
Judge, it's Blunt courtroom too. It does say the resting location was the Clayton County Sheriff Office, but it didn't give it a time.
It doesn't?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm inclined to find that Riverside is gonna attach unless Mr. Pierre Thomas has anything else to show the court, unfortunately. I don't like Riverside to attach.
We don't like Riverside to attach either. Given the length and the age of the case, Your Honor, the state would defer to the court on that matter. The age of the offense date, let me say, not the case, the offense date.
I understand. In light of information before me, I'm gonna find that this is a Riverside issue. And defendant's gonna receive a $10,000 signature bond through the jail. However, I based upon my research, I have read that we can attach conditions to that Riverside. That is what my research has yielded. So he's to have no contact with the victim and stay away from the incident location as a condition of that signature bond to the jail. If someone would like to bring me different Riverside research that we cannot have conditions, I'm open to reviewing that as well. All right. Best of luck to you, Mr. Polk. That concludes your case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next is number 26, Mr. Thomas.
Okay, Mr. Thomas, your case is 24 CR 001048Y. You're charged with simple battery family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
Ninth arrest. 2022 probation. 2020 suspended license no law.
Okay, I'll just give very brief facts on this case, Your Honor. On March 5th, 2024, the officer was dispatched to 4555 Washington Road, Unit 10-2E in South Fulton. It appears that the defendant arrived at the location and began to threaten the victim, asking him if he wanted to fight. I think at one point he said that he was going to, the victim responded no. At one point he said that he was going to go outside and fight so he could whoop the victim's ass, and they would find the victim in the street. The victim continued to decline that advancement for the fight. The defendant himself even admitted that he was having a bad day and that he approached the victim and asked him to fight on several occasions. And I think the victim also stated that he put his hands against the glass wall to prevent him from moving once he denied the defendant's request to fight. Unfortunately, our office was not able to get in contact with the victim. In this case, his name is Nicholas, NICHOLAS So if we could sign for him in accordance with Marcy's law, but the recommendation is a signature bond through the pretrial services, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, stay away from the incident location, and no contact with the victim. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
All right, I'm sounding for Mr. Ellis. All right, I don't see anyone that name. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is 47 years old. They both stay at a program. It's a shelter that they are, their housing is provided by program, and he is actually supposed to have a different program, different place, so he can have a different roommate. He has no objection to stay away and no further contact with him. And I could not contact him either. I don't think his phone was working. And we would like to request for signature on bond through pretrial, just as he is recommended. We strongly prefer signature on bond through jail. Because he says that it was not him who was attacking him. He's gainfully employed at quality in. He does not want to lose his job. He's been working there for the last 10 months, and he really needs to take care of his medical needs right now. So I want him to get out of the jail as fast as he can. So a signature on bond through jail will be strongly preferred, and yet we have no objection. Thank you.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial at level 1. He is to have no contact with the alleged victim in this case and stay away from that incident location should he need to return. He can do so one time with a member of law enforcement. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, alcohol, or weapons, and he is going to take the 1-day anger awareness course. Is there anything additional?
Your Honor, you were kind of muzzled up. I didn't hear that bond amount.
I'm sorry, $2,500.
Okay, that's a SOB level 1.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Bridgewater.
You're
Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Position 28, Walden.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Walton. Your case is 24 CR 001060A. In this case, you're charged with battery. You understand, right?
Yep.
Is that a yes? Okay. Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on August 9th, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a fight with a weapon call at Kroger, located 1715 Howell Mill Road, Northwest Atlanta. Upon arrival, officers met with Tequila Kendrick, who advised that Sean Walden, who was a former employee, had walked up to her in the store and sprayed her in the face with pepper spray. Mr. Walden fled the scene after discharging the spray. Video footage shows Mr. Walden walk towards Ms. Kendrick, spray something, and then run out of the store's front door. Ms. Kendrick was his supervisor for about 6 months preceding this incident. Our office has been in contact with Ms. Kendrick. She did confirm she's a manager at the Kroger location and the events in the warrant. She stated she doesn't know why Mr. Walden sprayed her in the face, that she barely interacts with him, and that he had stopped showing up for work. She wants no contact and for him to stay away from the Kroger. She indicated she will be here on Zoom so we can sound for Ms. Kendrick. The state is recommending a signature bond through pretrial services, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Tequila Kendrick, a stay away from the Kroger at 1715 Howell Mill Road, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. Ms. Kendrick, are you present?
I am.
All right. If you wish to make a statement, please turn your camera on. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Please, you put your hand down. Please tell me what you'd like me to know.
I don't know what actually was going on because I was on vacation. There's supposed to be a pending charge for him before that because he entered the premises the night before and trashed the department, causing like over $4,000 in damage. And then that following morning, he returned and he just walked up and sprayed me in my face. I haven't had no interaction with him for I say like 2 or 3 months or so because he worked at night and I worked in the morning.
I appreciate you coming to court and making that statement, Ms. Kendrick. I'm sorry, Mr. Howard, can you give me that history one more time? Mr. Howard. Mr. Graham, you have it?
Yes, Your Honor. I have written down that this was his first arrest, but I'll double check.
Okay, I wanted to confirm. Okay, I just wanted to, I was trying to confirm that prior, the other incident that the victim just spoke to us about. I wanted to make sure that the state had no record of that.
No, Your Honor, we don't.
Okay.
No record of that.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Kim, please proceed.
So I would like to object. That's fine. And Your Honor, my client is 20 years young and he graduated from high school, Northcross High School, 2021. He was a good student and he is planning to have a CDL driving truck license so that way he can make income for him and his mother. Your Honor, I don't know what happened, but this happened about a year ago, and my client has been at Turner County Jail for 28 days because he had a speeding ticket at Turner County. He was arrested there, and speeding ticket was gone like that day, but it's a ticket. However, because of this particular warrant, he was there until Fulton County came over to pick him up yesterday. So he spent more than enough for this charge, Your Honor. I believe that he deserves to have a. Actually, before my laptop died, I checked with Turner County. I put his name on at the inmate search, and I found the record that clearly shows that he was arrested that long, stayed that long, and there was nothing else other than this particular one. So I strongly believe this is a Riverside issue. And I mean, I will be happy to submit as soon as my laptop gets back up. But anyway,
Let's look at that real quick.
Sure.
I know Ms. Kim can't look it up. Mr. Graham?
Yeah, I mean, I can look it up because it died, so I couldn't save it, but I can still work, and it is at Turner County.
I would need some information because if he has been booked in and held on this charge again, we'll find that Riverside does.
Yeah, speeding ticket does not take that long for him to stay in the jail, and I told him not to take time served because I don't want him to have any criminal records. He's a good boy. He and his mother are working really hard. As soon as he graduated from high school, he worked at warehouse. He worked at Kroger. He works really, really hard, Your Honor. So I don't want him to have any bad records.
All right, well, let's see if there's any information about the Riverside. And Odyssey does not work where I am, so I'm relying on you all.
What's the issue now?
Turner County Sheriff's Office. Yeah, inmates 5-hour state. And
can you see when he was booked in Turner County and if he was held on this charge? Thank you, as always, Mr. Howard, for your continued patience. No one sees anything.
All I see is a form in the paperwork that says Data Works Plus 3/5/2024. It says no hit. It's got his name on it.
So no speeding ticket showing, no hold from this particular charge is what you're saying? Somewhere
I don't know
else?
if I can kind of show to this. I have to have my personal laptop.
Miss Kim, it just turns into a white screen.
I'll be happy to send it. It says hold for Atlanta Police Department. That's all he has. He was arrested on February 6, 2024. Days in jail, 29 days.
For a ticket. And you said that this case was the hold?
This was the hold that he had.
Ma'am, might I add that the previous case was not filed by me. It was filed by my
I understand. We're dealing with a whole different issue, though. We appreciate that. All right, Mr. Brown.
I see the hit response.
Excuse me. This is my courtroom too. It's showing that he has a receipt when he was there February 6th, 2024. And it was at 11:43 a.m. Turner, Georgia. This is a receipt that he received while he was there.
Okay, we're understood. Same issue based upon the information before me. I'm gonna find Riverside. Is pending is gonna get a $10,000 signature bond through the jail. Again, same information I have before me is that Riverside allows me to still attach conditions. He's to have absolutely no contact whatsoever with the alleged victim in this case, whether by email, social media. If he sees her, he should go in the other direction. Additionally, he's to stay away from that incident location in its entirety and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Position number 29, Mr. Walker.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Walker. Excuse me. Your charge. Your case is 24 CR 00101J. In this case, you're charged with a fray with the offense date of November the 16th. Do you understand your rights? All right. We're gonna assume that's a yes, Mr. Howard.
13 total. All you got is a bunch of driving. Suspend the license. That's it.
Okay. Mr. Graham.
I thank Your Honor. This incident took place November 16, 2023. Law enforcement responded to a fight call at Rubello's Pizza, located 8420 Sonoya Road in Fairburn. Mr. Jamal Walker and Danielle Buswell, Buswall, were involved in the fight. Mr. Buswell advised that Mr. Walker came up behind him after he confronted him about a fight between him and some other person. He grabbed him and punched him in the mouth. The officer did observe a cut on Mr. Buswell's lip. Your Honor, the state is requesting a signature bond through the jail, no further contact with Daniel Buswell. Stay away from Rubello's Pizza, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Our office has not been in contact with Mr. Buswell, but if we can sound for the victim in accordance with Marcy's law.
All right, Mr. Buswell, if you're present and wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. Okay, Ms. Kim, in light of the information before me, I'm inclined to give your client a signature bond through the jail with the requirements that he stay away from that location and have no contact with Mr. Buswell, as well as no alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Do you have any objection to that ruling or anything you'd like to add to the record?
No objection, but I just want to add to the record that it was a self-defense, and he believes that he is allowed to come to Pizza Bar even after the incident. However, Mr. Daniel Boswell was barred from entering to Pizza Bar because of his cocaine history. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, well, while it's pending, we're gonna still ask that he stay away from that pizza location as a condition of that signature bond. All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Judge, you didn't get the amount.
I didn't. Oh, my brain. 5,000 signature bond through the jail.
Thank you.
And it's funny, I wrote it down like it was right.
It's been a long day.
All right. All right, let's get through this. Who do we have next?
Number 7, Floyd.
Okay. All right. Mr. Floyd, your case is 24 CR 001047F. In this case, you're charged with battery, family violence. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right. Can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
35 total. 2017 possession of drug-related objects. Probation obstruction. 2016 battery DV no law.
Okay. Mr. Brown, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 5th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a dispute call at 761 Forest Street, apartment 26 in Roswell. The victim here, George Walker, advised that he and Curtis Floyd got into a verbal dispute over Mr. Walker turning on the living room light while Mr. Floyd was asleep on the couch. Mr. Floyd then punched Mr. Walker with a closed fist, causing a small laceration under his right eye. Both Mr. Floyd and Mr. Walker live at the same residence. Our office has not been in contact with Mr. Walker. And based on the history, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $2,500 good bond, no further contact with George Walker. Stay away from 761 4th Street, apartment 26 in Roswell. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
All right, is Mr. Walker present? I'm sorry, Mr. Graham, did I cut you off?
No, I was just gonna make a request to sound for the victim. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I'm usually pretty good about that one. Mr. Walker, if you're present and wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. Okay, hearing none, Mr. Cook.
Your Honor, we have no problem with no further contact. He wishes no further contact, and he has somewhere else to go. He can stay away from the incident location.
I'm just saying.
No. Please mute unless you are Mr. Walker. Are you Mr. Walker speaking? All right, I'm sorry, Mr. Cook, please continue.
Okay, no issue with the no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. We would be asking though for a signature only bond through pretrial at whatever level the judge deems appropriate.
All right, defendant will receive a $1,500 surety bond. He's to have no contact with Mr. Walker and stay away from that incident location. Should he need to return one time, he can do so with law enforcement to get his items. Additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol or weapons as a condition. And as a reminder, he will be reset to state all purpose on the 19th. Is there anything additional?
Position number 10, Griffin.
Okay, Mr. Griffin, your case is 24 CR 001051F. In this case, you're charged with abandonment. Do you understand your rights today?
Yes.
All right, you can put the
Third
history on.
arrest, 2022 assault on a female.
Okay. Mr. Graham, I understand that there's more than likely a purge amount that he's
It's
gonna
not,
have to
is
pay.
it?
It's not? All right, well, go ahead, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 5th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to 5457 Key Haven Place in Atlanta. Upon arrival, they were met by Xavier Griffin's 14-year-old son, who advised that he needed help. He had not eaten in 2 days. There was no electricity in the home, and his dad had left the house 2 days ago. He was having trouble speaking in complete sentences. The child was then transported to the precinct where he was met with defects and then to Grady for a complete evaluation. Your Honor, the state is requesting a signature bond through pretrial services and to abide by any and all defects orders, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay. Mr. Cook?
Your Honor, my client denies the allegations as they appear in the warrant. His son is on the autism scale, although it is fairly highly functioning, attends Woodland Middle School and plays basketball. It's his belief that his son simply was not pleased with what was in the house and called somebody. We don't really know who initially called and how he got to the precinct and then to Grady. Again, he would have no problem with the signature only bond through pretrial services. The issue of defects is a little unclear. I'll leave that up to the judge's discretion, but there was no statement. I don't know what the findings of Grady were, but he believes this is just simply a misunderstanding that his son is functioning called, was not deprived, and we would leave it at that, Your Honor.
Okay. Defendant is going to receive a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. He is to abide by any orders put in place by the state of Georgia via defects, and he is to have no alcohol, drugs, or weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Thank you.
Position number 15, McCommons.
Okay. Okay, Mr. McCommons, your case is 24 CR 001057F. In this case, you are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Howard. Ms. Howard, if you're speaking, we can't hear you.
35 total, holds out of the cab in Paulding County. 2022 probation, 2021 simple battery DV, 2021 forgery in the 3rd degree. He's on probation for that until 2026. 2020 simple battery DV, 2018 simple battery DV conviction, 2017 simple assault DV conviction, and a 2016 obstruction conviction.
Okay. Mr. Graham?
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place March 5th, 2024. Jermaine McCummins was observed climbing over the patio gate incident took place at Platform Apartments located 290 MLK Junior Drive Southeast. He was observed climbing over the patio gate of unit 1006 and also seen leaving through the front door of the same unit. Unit 1006 is a vacant unit. Mr. McCommons did not have authorization to be in the unit. He is not a resident of Platform Apartments. State is recommending a signature bond through the jail. Stay away from Platform Apartments. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, Mr. Ty?
No objections, Your Honor.
Okay, you sure there's nothing else you want to add before I grant it?
I mean, the state requested a signature bond through the jail, stay away. He has no problem with the stay away, or anything. I mean, he does deny the allegations, but I don't have any objection to a signature bond through the jail.
All right, defendant is going to receive a $6,000 signature bond through the jail. He must absolutely stay away from that unit, that apartment at that address, and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition of that SOB through the jail. Is there anything additional? All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Position number 16, Mr. McClone.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. McClone. Your case number is 24 CR 001058D. You're charged with, let's see, there's 4 charges: cruelty to children in the 3rd, battery, family violence, criminal trespass, and another count of cruelty to children in the 3rd. Do you understand your rights?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Howard.
3rd arrest. He got an open battery DV. It's 21 CR 002933E. You set the bond. I don't remember what the amount was. 2015 battery DV dismissed. That's it.
All right, Mr. Graham.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place February 29th, 2024. Law enforcement responded to a domestic dispute at 6743 Marywood Drive in Fairburn. Upon arrival, the officer met with Tiana Williams. She advised that she was in a physical altercation with the father of her children, Cody McClone. He punched her in the face several times, stomped her head with his feet, and pulled several braids out of her head while in the presence of their 2 children. The officer did observe swelling to her face, some hair missing from the front portion of her scalp. She advised that Mr. McClone does not live at the residence. He showed up uninvited and unannounced. There is a current stay away and a no contact related to that open battery family violence case. It's the same victim. Our office has spoken with Ms. Williams. She says that she and the defendant are no longer in a relationship. They do not live together. They do share 2 children. That he came to the residence, he entered through an unlocked door. And when she refused to speak with him is when he began to attack her. She did sustain a swollen eye and missing hair from the top of her head. As I mentioned, she's the same victim in the open battery family violence case. There was a no contact order and a stay away from the residence as a part of that. She also stated the past couple of months that he's been sending her threatening messages, and she is okay with a third-party transfer of the children. She indicated she'll be on Zoom, so we can sound for Ms. Tiana Williams. The state is recommending a $4,000 surety bond. That continued no further contact with Tiana Williams. Stay away from the incident location. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while all on bond.
All right, Ms. Williams, if you're present, please turn on your camera and raise your right hand. Again, I'm sounding for Ms. Tiana Williams. Okay, seeing none, Mrs. Pat?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 32 years old. He is the father of 2 minor children. He denies the allegations. He's fine with a stay away and no further contact. Your Honor, he is gainfully employed, but has to provide for the 2 children. I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services. I understand that he has a 2022 open case. He is presumed to be innocent of those allegations. And so I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services, a stay away and no further contact, nothing further.
All right, give me one moment. Okay, defendant is gonna, let's see. Okay, defendant is gonna receive a $3,000 surety bond. It's gonna be $1,500 on the battery, family violence, $500 on the cruelty, and each of the cruelties, and $500 on that criminal trespass. That should equal that total. He's to have no contact with Miss Williams. Stay away from the incident location. Is my math wrong? My math may be incorrect. Stay away from the incident location and have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
Further, Your Honor.
It should be 3,000. Okay, I did the math again. All right, anything additional?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, best of luck to you, sir.
Position number 17, Mr. Milam.
All right, Mr. Milam, your case is 24 CR 001035B, and you are charged with simple battery, family violence. You understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I have the history, Mr. Howard?
13 total. 2021 open case for obstruction, possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, sale of marijuana. It's 23 SC 189190. We did have him yesterday. 2019 FTA probation, 2017 reckless conduct conviction, 2016 trespass conviction, and a disorderly conduct conviction. And he has a hold out of Henry County.
Mr. Pierre Thomas.
Your Honor, brief facts of the case is that on January 30th, 2024, a 911 call was placed by the victim Charnay Pryor. She is the victim in the 3 cases that we had yesterday. Ultimately, this would make him having 5 open cases in Fulton County alone, Your Honor. The victim reported that she was assaulted by the father of her child at 1074 Wells Street Southwest, Atlanta, Georgia, and Fulton County, Georgia. The victim stated that the father of her child, the defendant, came to the home drunk and started arguing with her, at which point he then backhanded her across the face before he grabbed her keys and left the location in her vehicle. Your Honor, we just ask that the recommendation, or we would like the recommendation in this to follow a similar bond that he was offered on the simple battery family violence cases with the same victim yesterday, which is $1,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, stay away from the incident location, no contact with the victim, and the completion of a family violence intervention program.
Okay. Is Ms. Pryor present and wishes to make a statement? Okay. Mrs. Ty?
Yes, Your Honor. Yeah, he was here yesterday on 3 charges, and this one wasn't added in time. He did get a $1,000 surety bond yesterday, a stay away, a law enforcement escort. But I would object to the family violence intervention program. He already has the stay away. And that wasn't part of the order yesterday. So I would, he's waited another night in jail just for this to be handled today when it could have been yesterday. So I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services. If not, I have, the $1,000 surety bond, which the state has requested with the stay away and no further contact, nothing further.
All right. Defendant will receive $1,000 surety bond with the conditions he have no contact with Ms. Pryor, stay away from the Wells Street address. He can return one time with law enforcement to get any items. Additionally, he needs to have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Petition number 19.
All right, good afternoon, Mr. Miranda. Your case is 24 CR 001036G. You're charged with criminal trespass and simple assault. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can I have the history, Mr. Howard? You said
arrest.
first
Yeah.
arrest. Thank you. Mr. Pierre Thomas?
Your Honor, unless that was a juvenile arrest, I have that this has to be the second arrest. He has an open case with the same victim, simple battery, family violence. 23 CR 004059B, same victim, no further contact was ordered, a stay away was ordered. He was, I guess, luckily privileged enough to receive a $3,000 surety bond through the jail by Judge Mincy. But the facts of this case is that the defendant punched several holes in the walls around the house, broke a window on the second floor bedroom, shattered a glass candle in the kitchen, and broke two cabinets in a room downstairs. He also approached the victim in an aggressive manner to intimidate her. Our office was fortunate enough to speak to the victim, who is, in this case, the victim for that would be Paula Rodriguez. The victim for the criminal trespass would be Jose Miranda. Our office spoke with Mr. Miranda. He stated that he stated that that's his brother. The defendant is his brother, and Miss Rodriguez, I believe, is the wife of Mr. Miranda. He confirmed the events in the warrant. He says that this is not the first time that this has happened. As I stated before, she stated that the defendant has a previous case. I stated that 23 CR 004059B. The defendant was previously ordered to have no contact, as I stated, and to stay away from the residence. Not only did he not stay away, he went there and broke some things. The victim understands that there is a no contact in the stay away order. The victim unfortunately will not be on the Zoom call, I don't believe, but if we can sound for both the victim, last name Miranda and last name Rodriguez, in accordance with Marcy's law. But we just ask that at a bare minimum, the signature bond through the jail convert to a surety bond. And so we'd be asking for this charge to be a $3,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, a stay away from the incident location, and no contact with the victims in this case, and the completion of an anger awareness course. Nothing further to add from the state at this time.
I see Mr. Miranda on the screen. Mr. Miranda, if you wish to make a statement, please turn on your camera. You are not required to, however. I saw you unmute, Mr. Miranda. Do you wish to make a statement?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out the camera.
Okay, please do so. Are you able to get it on, sir?
It appears he must be having some problems.
Okay.
Ah, there he is.
All right, Mr. Miranda, please raise your right hand. Do Do you swear and affirm the testimony you give today will be the truth to the best of your knowledge and under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can put your hand down. What would you like to tell me?
I'd like for him to return to the house, but on the condition that he does get some help or in any way that he can. We will be eventually moving out of this location so that he could stay here.
Okay, you wish to have contact with him though?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Ms. Atai, please proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is only 21 years old. He has gone through the 12th grade. He is gainfully employed at Metro PCS. You've heard from the complaining witness that they do want contact. I would request no violent contact, no stay away. He doesn't have anywhere else to go. This is his brother and sister-in-law. And Your Honor, my client, he has been in substance abuse recovery programs. I would ask for a signature bond through pretrial services level 1 and no violent contact and nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, defendant's gonna receive $1,000 surety bond. He's to have no further violent contact with the alleged victims in this case. I'm not gonna require any stayaways. And additionally, he's to have no drugs, no alcohol or weapons as a condition. Is there anything additional?
500 on each one?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Holland.
Mm-hmm.
All right, best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case.
Thank you, ma'am.
Number 24.
All right, Mr. Reed, your case is 24 CR 001046Y. You are charged with criminal trespass. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Howard.
24 total. 2023 burglary 2nd degree. Criminal trespass conviction. 2022 trespass. Shoplifting. The trespass was a conviction. Another 2022 shoplifting. 2020 DUI, fleeing an officer, suspended license, theft by receiving. 2020 FTA, 2020 forcible touching, 2020 larceny, 2019 theft by receiving, and the 2019 larceny conviction, along with a criminal mischief conviction, and a 2015 escape conviction. That's all.
Okay.
A brief facts of the case is that on March 4, 2024, the officer was dispatched to 179 Ponce de Leon Avenue, which is the SCAD Ivory Hall. The officer was greeted by the security who stated that they got a call from the head of security company that they had a defendant inside of the residence. The officer searched the house and noticed that a door was locked, but if you pulled it hard enough to open it up, that you could. That's when the security advised that they saw the defendant enter through. They also showed the officer a picture of the defendant inside of the home with a video camera. As they were looking around the home, the defendant was seen across the street from the residence in front of 160 Ponce de Leon Avenue. Your Honor, the defendant has quite an extensive criminal history. It includes, he is a multi-state offender out of Arizona, New York, and now Georgia. He has everything from a failure to appear to escape convictions to burglary conviction. To a burglary conviction out of Fulton County, to an open case for burglary out of Fulton County, to theft by taking, to theft by shoplifting, and the list just continues to go on. Your Honor, the state's position is that something has to give, something has to shake. And so the state will be requesting a $500 surety, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and a stay away from that incident location.
Okay. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 35 years old and he has been residentially challenged because He was in Fulton County Jail for a long time. And after he got out of the jail, literally he had no job and no support. He didn't have people who can help him out. And it was raining a lot lately, and he just wanted to kind of have some roof over the head. And Your Honor, he's trying to get back up so that way he can have reconciliation with his two younger children, 11 and 12, who are residing with their mother in Arizona. And someday he wants to have a mailing address. He's gonna go to First Presbyterian Church to get a free mailing services. He's gonna go get a free phone from Link, and he wants to have his life together. He will be going to meet social workers, getting help from Department of Labor to get a job. So he needs another chance to really get back up. Because of his history, he couldn't get a job, and he's got nothing right now. We would like to request for a signature on bond, even with pretrial. Thank you.
All right. Against my better judgment, defendant is going to get a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. He's to stay away from that location, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons. Is there anything additional?
Nothing further from defense, Your Honor. Thank
All
you.
right. Best of luck to you, sir. That concludes your case. Are we complete at courtroom 2?
Position number 23 is a waiver, and position number 25, all of his charges was handling felony first appearance this morning.
So he was upgraded. Okay. And what about position 8?
Well, we accused the position number 25. We accused the disorderly conduct. Does it need to be heard?
Well, I was told that the disorderly conduct was handled in felony court.
Okay, I do see that he got a bond. I'm not sure if it was there, but okay.
Oh, and we did 8. Okay, so we will now do the waive case then.
Oh, can I ask Mr. Pierre Thomas, what about Damon Lawrence?
Let me see.
He had felony charges too, maybe.
I think this may be the first time I'm hearing of him. Let me double check the pull sheet.
That's somebody else. Yeah, he was on the full sheet. Lawrence.
Damon Lawrence.
Are you saying Lawrence?
Lawrence.
L-A-W is what you're saying?
Lawrence.
I'm not seeing him on our pull sheet.
He was on the pull sheet that came out this morning.
Yeah, but he's not on the calendar. He's not on the calendar.
He's not on the calendar because he wasn't on their pull sheet. I think they generate their pull sheet another way instead of get the one that we get in the morning from records. But he was on the pull sheet. I just crossed him out because I figured y'all had done away with it.
They're all felony charges.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Are we ready to do the waive case?
What's the wave case, Judge?
That's
Position
my case.
3.
Yes. Oh,
As a waive case, and however, Miss Kim, for some,
yes.
I'm unable to get your waivers the way you send them. So can you just kind of do it in a different form so I can get it, please?
As soon as I get new laptop from my IT personnel, I'll definitely do that. Because I try to, I'm trying to use.
Understand. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, Your Honor, I would like to request for actually breakout room for this client, and maybe we can just stop the live YouTube since there's nobody else here. Oh, I guess we do have some
Well,
other.
we'll still need to go into a breakout if this
Yes.
is a concern. So let's go into a breakout. Before we do that, this is the waive case 24 CR 001059G, the case of Victor Payton. Mr. Howard, can you go ahead and put the history onto the record?
34 total, 2023 theft by taking, shoplifting. That's open. Yeah, it's open in state court. Got a 2023 trespass conviction. 2023 possession of drug-related objects conviction. 2021 trespass shoplifting. That's it.
Okay, and we can go into that breakout, please, Ms. Grace.
Thank you.
And I think you need to add me as well as ASG Chauncey Graham.
Okay. Katrina. Wait a minute. Get everybody in this breakout. I'm gonna need you to sit for me. Let me see. Come up here in 10 minutes still and close this out if they're not done. Did you hear me?
I need to go in the breakout room also.
Hold on. Who is that?
SG Denise.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Graham, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. This incident took place on March 5th, 2024. Law enforcement, or I'm sorry, there was an officer at the Publix located 950 West Peachtree Street in Northwest in Atlanta. Upon the officer walking into the store, he was greeted by the store manager, who advised him that Victor Payton had just walked out of the store, going through the stairway, and had taken multiple items without paying. The officer saw Mr. Payton walking toward the MARTA station, and then he began to run. They were able to find Mr. Payton a few blocks away. He continued to flee on foot, jumping over a fence into a construction site. At that point, he was tased and taken into custody. Mr. Payton had in his possessions several items from Publix, to include several bottles of wine, some bakery items, and a few other things. And based on the history, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $1,500 surety bond. Stay away from Publix, 950 West Peachtree Street Northwest. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
All right, Ms. Kim. You're muted.
I apologize, Your Honor. Mr. Payton is 30 years old. He was born and raised here in Georgia, Your Honor. He has 4 minor children, and yet he has been unemployed quite a bit. He is completely qualified for public defender services. He has no financial means whatsoever, and I don't think he will be, there's anybody who can bond him out, actually. So any bond will be actually, it's going to be like no bond for him. So maybe we can get just maximum $1,000. Definitely we prefer signature on bond, since these are kind of misdemeanor, that is theft by shoplifting, criminal trespass. We usually get signature on bond, and yet considering his history, maybe we can get maximum $1,000 good bond.
All right. Defendant is gonna get a $1,500 split bond. It's gonna be 500 surety on the theft by shoplifting, 500 on the criminal trespass as surety, and a $500 SOB through the jail for the obstruction. He's to stay away from that Publix on West Peachtree, have no alcohol, no drugs, and no weapons.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything additional?
Nothing further from defense, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Bridgewater, will you please review this calendar for us?
Okay, I'm not quite sure. What are we doing with 25?
25 was upgraded to felonies, what I heard. Is that correct?
That's the way I understood too.
Okay, so I guess I will mark my calendar accordingly.
I
Okay.
interviewed him, Your Honor, so I don't mind doing it for disorderly conduct, and yet I was told that it was all upgraded.
Is that before we do that, are we sure he's been upgraded?
I was told, from one of the officers that was in felony court that they did handle all his charges in felony first appearance.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we'll mark my calendar accordingly. Okay, so here we go. Once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is March the 19th. Position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 2 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. 3, SAP calendar with a $2,500 good bond. 4, SAP calendar. However, he's getting a $5,000 SOB through the jail. 5, reset further notice with a $7,500 SOB through the jail. 6, reset further notice with a total $6,000 SOB through pretrial. 7 is going to the SAP calendar with a $1,500 good bond. 8, reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through the jail. 9, reset further notice with a $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 10, reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. 11, reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 12, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 13, reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through the jail. 14, reset further notice with the $4,000 SOB through the jail. 15 is reset further notice with a $6,000 SOB through the jail. 16 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 17, SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 18, SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. 19, SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 20, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. 21 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,500 good bond. 22, reset further notice with a $10,000 SOB through the jail. 23 is going to SAP calendar with a total $1,500 split bond. 24, reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. And 25, I'm showing that all the charges were upgraded to felony. 26 is reset further notice with a $2,500 SOB through pretrial. 27, reset further notice with a $4,000 SOB through the jail. 28, reset further notice with a $10,000 SOB through the jail. And 29 is reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through the jail. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise?
All right, hearing none, will be in recess until tomorrow's SCA calendar. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.